loving Kirk Mitchell. He's loving the children. And he's been very honest with us tonight. We want to thank you for spending the time with us.
It's always a pleasure. It really is.
Again, there's your SOS, board member.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Pay for the privilege. It's fun.
Do me a favor. Say hi to David Rockefeller for me.
I don't think if I ever see him, I will.
You keep working this hard, getting the property and consolidating it. Believe me, you're going to get to meet with one of them.
He'll be groveling at my feet. Is that what you're saying? Oh, God. That's a funny idea, but it's not going to happen.
You kind of like that, don't you?
Well, I mean, it's just such a preposterous idea.
Oh, yeah. Did you see Clinton at the CFR meeting televised 4 weeks ago? He said, thank you, David Rockefeller. National television.
I don't know what CFR is. What are you talking
well,
about?
then, maybe I've misjudged you. Maybe I should apologize. You don't even know who the Council on Foreign Relations is. That's who runs the entire country. Now it's time to get serious.
Okay, well, that's your bailiwick. I'm watching out for local stuff.
You're watching out for the local property.
Well, I mean, I'm a citizen activist, and I'm
taking care of the children.
Trying to do things that I think are good for the community. Yeah.
For the children.
Well, I don't play demagogue games with children or family. That's all that BS that you hear all the time. I just don't do it. I think it's repugnant.
Any comments from you, sir?
You got to be joking.
I love Mike Hanson Archives. We were just at the Travis County Court building where over 150 citizens spoke out against new septic laws, where now you want to get a new septic or have your old one repaired, you have to get a special permit or they'll put a lien on your house. And it was funny. Kirk Mitchell, the son of the multi-millionaire that owns Mitchell Energy in Houston, that owns palatial golf courses and you name it, is on SOS, on the board, and wants to help you with your property. As we walked out, we saw that he's right around the corner here, so let's go talk to it. Mr. Mitchell, loving one. It's good to meet you, Alex Jones.
How are you?
So, let me get this straight. Your family owns big golf courses and Mitchell Energy, but you're here to help us depress the property value with Prop 2 back in May and then turn around and sell it when the mayor promised he'd never sell a single acre, build a single solitary shack, and now you figured out a pretty good business, haven't you? You and your family getting into people's property with city money?
No, that's not what I'm doing.
Are you running for office, sir?
I was, yeah. I withdrew.
You withdrew? Why?
Felt like it. Free country.
Do what?
Free country. I felt like it.
A free country, yeah. If we can keep
the citizens in charge, will still be free.
Yeah.
That's why Prop 2 is such a great deal. We had a big, huge turnout election, and a lot of people voted for it, and it's great. It's a good idea.
What about crony capitalism? What about making your fortune on big government contracts?
I'm opposed to it.
You're opposed to it?
Yeah. Aren't you?
Your father didn't get 600-something million off the government for the woodlands in Houston?
I don't think that's the amount. In about the 1960s, there was a program under Housing and Urban Development.
So that was a government contract, quite lucrative.
Well, I mean, here's the deal.
So you're following in your father's footsteps.
I can say this: he lost money on the deal.
Oh, he did. But Mitchell Energy.
The way he made a lot of money, if you want to know, and you seem to care, so I'm just going to tell you.
I do seem to care about people like the Rockefellers, the old money that run the Nature Conservancy and the Sierra Club that set up front groups like SOS, false grassroots organizations.
We're no front group for Sierra Club.
Yes, you most certainly are. Well, that's who got the standard real estate fees with Sierra Club and Nature Conservancy. Are you denying that? You're on the board of SOS. Are you denying the facts? We're going to put the documents on television.
Oh, I just put them up. I'll read them if you put them up. I don't even know what you're talking about.
You don't know you're on the board of SOS.
I sure am, yeah. Proud of it.
Now, you're saying that Bridget Shea and Bill Bunch and all the rest of environmentalist lawyers, so-called environmentalist lawyers, You're telling me, Mr. Mitchell, right here today, that it's a good deal that they depressed the value of that land in Southwest? Yes, they most certainly did.
I'll be glad to buy I'll be glad to buy each acre for $1 if they'll sell it, but they won't, because we just improved the values of the people who are on the edge of that. It's just like building.
The mayor said they weren't going to sell one single acre. You're lying again. Is that all y'all do? You cover up lies with lies? He did on the radio. I debated him. He said it on television. That's not true. Everybody remembers the lie.
I'm not sure.
You're going to tell all the citizens you're lying to them? They all remember.
I'm not telling the citizens I'm lying to them. I don't understand what you're talking about.
Kirk Mitchell, why did you withdraw from the race? Just
felt like it. Free country. Felt like withdrawing. I did some policy
Sir, does this
research.
vehicle waste gas?
Yeah, it does. I'm about to sell it. You want to buy it?
No, I sure don't. My vehicle even wastes more gas.
Yeah, it's a little too thirsty, and I'm going to sell it. I'm really not happy with it.
You're tired of hurting Mother Earth.
Well,
you should give this to the needy children.
Do you have one?
No, I don't have
one?
it. No, I'm not needy.
All right.
And you see, I want to make my money from the free market, not from sucking off the trough.
Well,
even though people like
me
Ross
too.
Perot and others do.
Well, I'm opposed to crony capitalism. Do you want me to go into it in detail? I mean, do you want me to tell you, like, go into the 3-hour debate about it or something?
Yeah,
I don't want it. I'm no crony capitalist myself, and I don't believe in it.
just like SOS and the county and the city weren't going to sell a single acre of Prop 2 land passing May, $65 million. How come the land's costing more than they thought? They've only bought 30% of the land, but it's used 55% of the money.
Probably because by doing the right thing and trying to protect the environment, we're raising the values at a very fast rate.
After they were depressed by limiting.
Would you pay more to live next to an open sewer or a pristine waterway? Which would you pay more for? Just you.
An open sewer.
Well, I mean,
he's got a septic tank. He's living on the property. This is a 6th-generation Austinite. Right here, my cameraman. His house is beautiful with flowers, you name it. It's a nice place. It's his property. He doesn't need liens on his home.
All right, folks, this is Capitol View Drive, where I raised my family for 20 years. I found this 2.5 acres out here in 1985, and I paid $16,000 to put a trailer house out here on Capitol View Drive, and then I built a house later. And this was always a dead end right here. Now you would have to come this way off of Old Larkard Highway. You'd have to come down William Cannon to Bluff Springs and then come around Old Larkard Highway down to this dead end. Now what they've done is they opened it all up to town. See, that's downtown right there. This is why they call it Capitol View Drive. You used to be able to see the Capitol from here, and you can barely see with all the smog now downtown. That is Slaughter Lane, the new Slaughter Lane. They did not have Slaughter Lane east of I-35 when I was living out here in the 1980s. And now they got this new portion of Capitol View Drive going north to Slaughter Lane, which I'm very impressed. I never thought they would, in my lifetime, I never thought that I would see this road opened up to town. I mean, literally, we were 5 miles out of the way. You had to go 5 miles out of the way. Now, you can just come from I-35 right here to Slaughter Lane and get on Capitol View and go right down to where I used to live. This is a real tight-knit community. Now it's going to be opened up kind of to the world. Still have a lot of good friends that live on this street, and I understand, you know, I paid $16,000 for my 2.5 acres. I understand that some of the lots here are selling for $400,000 and $500,000. So I guess we're getting ready to see them kick all the poor people out of here. Alrighty, Mike Hanson. Wow, Austin is moving. This is literally 12 miles southeast of of Austin, and it's all these houses. I guess they're getting ready to build houses all in here. They've already built houses all around they're building houses over here all the way to Onion Creek. And you can see they got a bunch of stuff built up at Slaughter and Bluff Springs already. All that stuff was not there when I was raising my kids. Actually, none of this stuff was. This was so. We thought we were a real good piece out of town back then. Little did we know we were going to be right opened up to
world
right here.
Oh, he doesn't need more fines and fees and regulations.
I mean, I didn't want to change the
Where is SOS?
Where is SOS?
It was 95 to 5 in there tonight. You had no supporters except for environmental lawyers and people that want on the big fat titty.
You know, we do this without getting paid for it.
Oh, really?
You don't have to believe
Nature
that.
Conservancy, Sierra Club didn't get that big lucrative 3.9 million.
Whatever they're doing is not clear to me. Here's what I do.
Y'all just lobby. What about Save Our Forest and Save Our... There's these front groups for the front groups everywhere. Well, maybe you're not sophisticated enough to understand fraud.
I'm not sophisticated enough to understand what you're talking about. Here's what I do know.
You're not sophisticated enough to know that the city shouldn't be buying property and saying they're not going to sell it and then turning around and selling it. It's going on nationwide.
What's the question?
I'm stating to you. I want you to refute it to me.
Will you go away if I refute it? I mean, I'll do whatever you want. I don't give a damn. I mean, I can't wait to see what's happening here.
You're wrecking Austin. You're wrecking Austin.
Well, if I had a taxpayer-subsidized pulpit to put my ridiculous ideas out.
Okay, number one, you've shown your ignorance. I'm on 6 a.m.s, 1 FM, and yes, I did start out 4 years ago on Access TV because I realized it is a good venue, and it's not taxpayer-supported. You don't know what you're talking about. I am against the monopoly that Cablevision got 25 years ago to the right-of-ways worth tens of millions a year. Now, it costs you 32 cents a month on your cable bill. That's a service. The city controls the money. If it was a free market, we'd have 8 cable systems, and I'd be on every single one of them.
Alex, I'm in agreement with that.
Let me tell you
your
something.
Issues. I mean,
but let me tell you something else. I just got a call from California. I'll probably be working with Joshua Films. The Clinton Chronicles, the Mina cover-up, Million Soul of Each. So you're sitting there, no. You're telling me that I'm just some little taxpayer-supported punk on Access TV when Access TV is not taxpayer-supported.
I don't know what to
Austin
say,
Cablevision, bought by Time Warner, is because you're wrong every step of the way. Well, your information's false, and that's proven.
Well, it's pretty ridiculous to come sticking that thing in my face and yelling.
It's a public street.
Well, it's just. I'm having.
You're loving. You're not hurting anybody. You're just.
Well, I'm not running away because I'm not scared of you.
I don't want you to be scared of me. I want the information from you, sir.
Well, what do you want to know? I mean, you haven't asked me anything without just telling me all your
answers. Because all you do is spout lies, or you must be ignorant.
Well, then don't ask me.
No, I want to show the people.
Well, okay, what you want to do is ask me and then answer the question. And I'm a pretty polite guy, so I'm trying to answer.
All the loving people. George Bush, former CIA, big-time drug runner. He's real polite. I'm sick of polite people.
Look, I don't know shit about George Bush, the younger or the elder. I mean, they're just politicians. I don't know them. I mean, they're not my guys.
Just organized criminals.
Well, I don't.
They're real sweet on TV kissing those kids, aren't they? And all the kids out here. So you.
I'm not here to do a Bush commercial. I don't care what you say about Bush.
Wait a minute. So
I don't know what to say.
So you just hop up and down. You love it that they had kids out here with signs saying "Vote for the Bonds" for the children yesterday. Up and down the street.
Sounds fine to me. I mean, it's a
Little
free country.
Out of school. No, the schools are getting them out to bring them down here. What do you think about that? Peddling kids, prostituting kids.
We took field trips when I was in school. Some of the best things I learned were taking field trips.
Field trips to run around with signs and jump up and down on the street corner, right down the street here.
Well, maybe they'll grow up to be like you. They'll be activists. I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, I think your ideas are crazy, but I just
what are my ideas?
I support your ideas. I support your.
Corrupts.
Well, no,
I like that.
Absolutely. I like that. Yeah.
Then why do you want to consolidate so much power in the hands of few? To take good care of us, just like Stalin did?
I didn't say I wanted to. I'm trying to actually see this.
You have political aspirations, don't you?
I'm trying to see
you have political aspirations. You've even run, but you withdrew.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I've gotten involved in politics because that's where a lot of the major
Why
decisions
did you
get
withdraw?
involved.
I mean, I really want to know.
Didn't feel like doing it. I mean, I had some other things I needed to do, and I also...
There's too many non-governmental organizations that have governmental power that you can just
wiggle
into, buy your way into. You said it costs $2,000 a year to be on the SOS board. Are you enjoying the power you're wielding now? Over all these people's lives, the property values you're ruining, the people that bought land where SOS has gone through 20 years ago that are ruined, can't retire.
All these people, you know, if
there's
they
100 cases of it.
If they would offer their land at the value they bought it at, plus some return that's a little bit above inflation, and just say to the world, you've ruined my property values, here's my land back at the price I paid, adjusted for inflation plus 2%, you'd get a flood of offers.
Yeah, but you're not getting that. They depress the value. Now wait a minute. Earlier you said said they didn't. Now you're agreeing they did.
Well, I'm not actually agreeing they did. I think you're full of shit about that. You know, I don't believe it. I say the reason that Prop 2 land may actually cost us more to buy is because it's very valuable, and the closer it gets to preserved land, the more valuable it is.
The lawyers have gotten a big percentage of it.
Well,
they did depress the value.
You would rather live, if you had a choice, you'd like to have a cabin in the woods surrounded by preserve than surrounded by a bunch of ticky-tacky houses. Most people would, and they pay more for it.
Sir. Exactly. You found out the key. Don't let this riffraff move into there.
No, well, I mean,
we'll build these palatial homes for the elite,
no, I mean,
just south of Westlake Hills.
Hey,
so you're securing that for the ultra rich to move in.
So like what happens is,
your dad?
Well, Alex, you can't have it both ways. Either the value went up or down, and preserves tend to make the values.
You depress the value so y'all can go in and buy more of it, and now you're jacking the price up. That's what I'm saying. You ruin people that own property down there. You force them to sell.
Ruined. I mean, real estate's a risky business. I develop property myself, and
You're on SOS, but you develop property. You mean developers are involved with SOS?
And we have several.
You're the biggest developers in town, aren't you? The city.
No, I'm not.
The city's taken over more. No, I mean the whole consortium. The city more and more. Doesn't the city have its own testing center that...
This is going to be fun. I can't wait to see this on TV. It's going to be fun. This is like Candid Camera.
Yeah, exactly.
It's stupider, but it's funnier.
Exactly. Doesn't the city have some of its own testing centers that compete with the free market down here? You know, where they test your water and things.
Oh, no. Do they?
Oh, yes. Man, you were going to run for political office and you don't know any of this? Or are you just playing possum?
If government authorities have a need to protect public welfare, health, and safety...
No, they're competing against the free market.
Well,
for services.
There is no free market force that I know of that's got the responsibility in this state to...
love the children? To care for the children?
to preserve...
For our children?
No, to regulate water quality where they're made...
Not for our children?
Well, I don't demagogue children, you know. It's not a, you know...
Oh, you don't? But the SOS does.
Well, hey, you know, maybe it's for your children.
You send out these poor, useful idiots out here, these poor people running around who believe in it, to go door to door to collect money, to get the fraud, Ponzi scheme going.
Well, once again, you're talking about a different organization. I think there is an organization out there that's got a canvas. We don't have one. I mean, you keep on confusing us with someone else. It's okay
SOS doesn't have a canvas? They don't send people door to door?
No.
That's a flat lie. They've come to my door, sir. It's well known that SOS sends people out. That's ridiculous.
Well, I don't know why they're wasting their time at your door. I mean, I didn't know about it.
Just go door to door, sir.
Put it this way.
You didn't know about that either.
No, I didn't. And one reason
There we have it. Kirk Mitchell doesn't know much of anything. Maybe he is just a useful dude. And you bet I'm aggressive, because I'm sick and tired of this behavior. Our country's being taken over by a bunch of corrupt garbage. There you go. Just a laugh. Let them eat cake.
I can't wait to see this on TV. I really hope you play the whole thing on TV. I don't think you'll be brave enough to play the whole thing, though. I do have to go pretty soon, but you're going to waste a little bit more of my time. Go ahead.
Oh, your time.
Well, it's late, you know.
I see the aggression in your eyes, sir. At least I'm honest about mine. You're a loving person. The point is,
I'm not in love with you.
Doesn't your father own some golf courses?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's more pollution than
than
my house is
That's
doing.
what it is. It's lemon socialism, crony capitalism, socking it to the average guy like Mike here, who isn't doing a thing wrong, while your dad just carte blanche with whatever he wants.
No, I don't agree with that either. If
it's okay when your dad does it, because again, it's okay what the extremely wealthy people want to do.
Let me put it this way: if he came to this community where I have some little bit of involvement in local affairs, where I try to help to,
We've been here. We have been here. You moved in here.
If he moved into this community
sure did.
and built a golf course that wasn't complying with our local standards, I'd think that was a mistake, and I would be opposed to it.
But isn't it true, again, your father got some of his first cashola from government contracts?
You know, you don't know the thing about where my father made his money.
You admitted it earlier.
The only government job he ever had was as a captain in the United States Army.
No, you just said. We already got you earlier. Oh, switching the story. Beautiful.
He never,
you see this? You see the twisting? You interrogate him a while, you get the lies.
Here's how he made his money, because you care so much. He's probably set a world record.
I don't brag.
He's probably set a world record
money,
in
baby.
history drilling oil and gas wells, like a lot of folks in Texas
that's
do.
how we made our money. We're not running around trying to suck more off people either.
Well, you want to run the little people like us.
Yeah, like him.
2.5 acres. You just want to sock it to us. I don't want to be on camera.
Well, again, we've been visiting.
What do you think?
You're not going to get away with it.
Again, we've been
We will
visiting with.
defend our.
Okay.
Again, Mike, stop it. He's been up since 5 so far. We've been visiting with Kirk Mitchell, and it's just been the normal standard operating procedure. I don't know. The Chories, I'm really tired. I never do this. Let me get all serious.
You think you're going to pay it?
Like an email address or something?
There we go.
Hold on. I might want to give you a
Hold on.
get in touch.
Well, again, we've been visiting with Kirk Mitchell, limousine liberal, limousine socialist. Again, socialism is a movement of the economic elite, not of the downtrodden masses. And here we have it again for Mitchell Energy, right here trying to get your property, using your tax money. Oh, he's looking at
not. You can have your property.
They're so good at that. Look at them. They're so good. Look at. They're so good.
It comes naturally.
Yeah, giving you
Just
a
a
I want to ask you a question on camera. Will you pay to redo my septic tank?
I don't think I will. I don't think I will. Probably
Do you have a problem with a 20-year-old septic tank?
No. This is all part of depressing land values, Mike. Get it straight.
I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert.
You have a problem with a 20-year-old septic tank that they're going to make me replace.
I would have a problem with it if it's polluting the water. Yeah.
Has it polluted anything, Alex?
Number one, we saw the state's own dye studies. In fact, we ought to ask you about the state's dye studies. You saw them there tonight. The water that goes into Barton's doesn't even come from the springs that you've been discussing. It comes from a different area. What do you say to the facts?
The facts. I don't think you know much about the facts.
Oh no, you don't even know. You don't even know how city government works. We've proven that.
Well,
you don't even know.
I know a lot about it, but
where the sun comes up in the morning.
I'm just not treating your questions as a very serious thing. That's all. I just think
because it's not serious ruining people's lives. It's not serious depressing land values, lying, getting the money, buying the property, turning around and selling it.
Where's that pen?
He doesn't care. You see that? That's Kirk Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. Doesn't care. He's surly. He laughs at you. Eddie Haskell, right there.
Well,
there's
I mean, Alex, I laugh at you, but you know, what do you expect? I mean, your tactics are kind of funny. I mean, you're a good stand-up comic. I mean,
yeah, Francis Bacon did quite a bit. You just wait. See you later. Have a good day.
I know about him. He was a great essayist.
Yeah. You have fun.
I will.
There he is. Right here. Hey, tell us it's for the children. Is SOS for the children?
I don't demagogue children. I don't do that family values BS. I mean.
Oh, really? The Democrats don't? Are you a Democrat, sir?
No, I'm not.
Oh, really? What are you?
I'm an independent. And if you paid attention, you'd know that when I was running for office, I was running as an independent, neither a Democrat nor a Republican nor anything else. And
again, Kirk Mitchell will not tell us the reasons he dropped out of the race.
Because I didn't feel like running anymore. There was, I mean, it's like personal reasons. I mean,
Did something come up, some information?
In a free country, you have access to the ballot if you do go through the minimal, standards of getting on the ballot, and you also have the right to get off the ballot. It's your right. You don't have to explain to everybody why you do it. So then it's kind of like no one's business. I mean, I wanted to help.
Nobody's business?
Well, I mean, it would be a business if I was.
It's not our business when Clinton sells missiles to the Chinese military.
You see what I'm talking about? You really ought to be in stand-up comedy because it's just such a non sequitur.
Oh yeah, it's very effective.
Yeah. So there it is.
See, we're getting a lot of different pieces, and they'll go together real good.
Well, yeah, but I want you to put the whole thing on. I want to challenge you to do that.
Oh no, I'm a coward.
Well, I don't think you'd. Yeah, I think you're probably too chicken shit to put it all on.
Exactly.
I mean, because
exactly.
Number
one, I'm
ridiculous.
very tired of being sarcastic, so that's another thing.
Well, you know,
I'm just meeting you with your same
You
name.
could stand to be a little more polite and not accost people in the middle of a conversation. I mean, that's, you know, I'm not a public official. If I was a public official, it'd be different.
How come you're accosting people at their homes?
At their homes with a septic tank.
I haven't said anything rude to you, sir.
All I want is for septic tanks to meet state standards and then
They do.
some.
They
And
do.
then
This
some.
standard, you heard it during the meeting.
And
We'll
then
get,
some.
We'll get video. Oh,
No.
and then some. There
Yeah.
we go. When I catch him in a lie, he did.
Exactly. Because I think we need high standards. We have a high standard in this community. We're not just, you know, we're
elitist. We're limousine liberals.
we're concerned about the environment in this community. I guess you are.
Who are you
too.
voting for in the governor's race?
That's secret ballot, none of your business.
He doesn't want us to know. He's an independent, but he doesn't want us to know.
Well, you know, if I was a party person, you could answer it for yourself, but I'm not a party person, so I'm going to pick and choose.
You
and
just figure out where the most cash is,
and
biggest
no-
government contract.
No, the truth is we have a lot of second-rate choices, and it's often a difficult choice, as you know. I mean, I do vote, but I'm not often very satisfied.
Do you have a natural sense to do you like get down on the ground like kind of like a hound and go right to the biggest government contract?
Do you? I'm not really hounding anything. No, I don't. I've never had a government contract in my life, so I don't really know how to get one.
And neither has your dad, right?
No. He's not a contractor.
Wait a minute. Earlier you were telling us about that big 600-something million contract. I'm a little confused.
Well, I don't even know how big it was. It happened in 1969
But
or
you just
70.
told us your father didn't ever have a government contract.
Well, okay. He had a government loan. I mean, what's the problem? He paid it back early.
And now you've already
on time and below budget or whatever.
That's not the information we've been getting from some of our sources.
Well, but your sources are wrong.
Well, we'll have to have them on the program to check that out.
It's, you know, no one's going to care about what my family does.
No, we need to know, because I've been documenting for a long time who's behind this environmentalism. This guy's low on the totem pole compared to some of the people pulling the strings to get your property. That's what we're talking about.
Okay, well, keep at it.
You realize what I do? I come around and screw around with you, then I get the information out of you. You get your guard down, 'cause you think.
No, well, see, it's easy to get information out of me, Alex, because I don't give a shit what you know. I mean,
You
it's
say
like
all different things. Well, we got about 14 different things you've said, sir.
Fine, take it.
But which one is the truth? Which one of the 14 different statements, please?
Just figure it out for yourself. I mean, I'm under no obligation to tell you.
So that's called subterfuge.
It's called being, you know, disrespectful to an idiot, and that's what I'm being.
Well, again, sir, it's been very nice, and I can feel the love, the compassion. When I first saw you tonight, I just felt the love deep down inside, the caring that you have for the public, how much care you have, the compassion just flows like an effervescent river, I have to tell you.
Thank you very much, Alex. I really appreciate it. You're such a swell guy.
You need government power to carry out your aims, don't you?
No.
You picture yourself as a congressman or a senator. You have tried to enter politics, but withdrew for reasons we shall investigate.
You try to enter politics all the time, just in a different way. We're just both, you know, we're activists. What's the big deal?
But I'm a bad activist.
You're just a kind of a, you know, a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Well, you're in a loose cannon. You know, just have no
direction.
Well, you're just not logical.
I was just in the Wall Street Journal today. Go pick up a copy.
Fine. Good for you. I mean, so what?
Business pages. Go look.
Well, I don't give a damn. I mean, I don't care if you were or not.
And that's all because of me. Now, it's important that... Yes, not from Daddy.
I'm not in the Wall Street Journal because of Daddy, period.
I know. Well, I'm not in the Wall Street Journal because of my daddy.
Well, neither am I.
Even though my daddy owns but I never get in the cash. Someday I will.
My dad's dead. Can somebody help me out?
Yeah. Now, it's important that we all need to add this tonight. Loving Kirk Mitchell is loving the children. And he's been very honest with us tonight. We want to thank you for spending the time with us.
It's always a pleasure. It really is.
Again, there's your SOS, board member.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Pay for the privilege. It's fun.
Do me a favor. Say hi to David Rockefeller for me.
I don't think if I ever see him, I will.
You keep working this hard, getting the property and consolidating it. Believe me, you're going to get to meet with one of them.
He'll be groveling at my feet. Is that what you're saying? Oh God, that's a funny idea, but it's not going to happen.
You
So.
kind of like that, don't you?
Well, I mean, it's just such a preposterous idea.
Oh yeah. Did you see Clinton at the CFR meeting televised 4 weeks ago? He said thank you, David Rockefeller. National
I don't even
television.
know what CFR is. What are you talking
Well,
about?
then you maybe I've misjudged you. Maybe I should apologize. You don't even know who the Council on Foreign Relations is. That's who runs the entire country. Now it's time to get serious.
Okay, well, that's your bailiwick. I'm watching out for local stuff.
You're watching out for the local property,
Well, I mean, I'm a citizen activist, and I'm
taking care of the children.
trying to do things that I think are good for the community. Yeah.
For the children.
Well, I don't play demagogue games with children or family. All that BS that you hear all the time. I just don't do it. I think it's repugnant.
Any comments from you, sir?
You got to be joking, right?
I'm gonna get out of here.